Something like that. You're measuring right now. You mocked me from saying I didn't measure.
I am measuring. We're trained professionals.
So how much, hold up a hand. How much is that?
4 ounces.
That's 4 ounces, see? No, I'm seeing.
Get a scale. Let's go. Get a scale.
That's 4 ounces. Haven't you measured the palm of your hand yet? Don't you know how much a tablespoon is in the palm of your hand? It's a real trick. You take a tablespoon, fill it with salt, pour it in your hand, look at it.
Actually,
try that a couple times, you've always got a tablespoon right in the palm of your hand. For some people it's half the hand because they have dainty little hands. For other people who have huge, massive hands, it's like a little thing, but whatever, but it's that easy. You should know that.
Okay, we're going to make ensalada di campo, salad of the house. Campo means house. We're going to start with baby mesclun greens. So, baby mesclun greens, we have arugula, we have mizuno right here, we have frisee. The white doesn't have a lot of flavor, very, very bitter. We have baby arugula, baby romaine, baby spinach. So the greens themselves are very, very bitter. And like Michael mentioned before, the first thing that you're going to always do is salt the greens. So a little bit of sea salt.
What's the proportion of greens? Do you have an idea in mind?
No. What, different ones?
Yeah, like, is there one that dominates kind of? Or?
Well, you want a lot of arugula because it has a lot of flavor and a lot of that's red oak. That has some nice flavor too. The frisee is mostly filler and just for show because it sticks up nice on the plate. Doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. So the dressing that we're going to use is a very, very simple balsamic vinaigrette, and it's very, very easy to make at home. I feel that there should be 5 ingredients in every single dressing that you make. There should be olive oil, there should be salt, white pepper, garlic, Dijon mustard. So there's the base for any kind of vinaigrette.
Why Dijon mustard?
Because it gives it a nice kick. It's not overpowering, and it thickens the vinaigrette up a little bit. Especially here, we want the balsamic vinaigrette to be a little thicker than like a lemon or a citrus-based vinaigrette. So in order to do that, you always want to use 2.5 times olive oil to whatever your vinegar or citrus is. So if you want to make a dressing suspend and be creamier or more solid, you want to go 2.5 times olive oil to 1 part citrus or vinegar. The usual rule of thumb is 2 to 1. So 2 parts olive oil to 1 part, whatever you're using, balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar, lemon juice, orange juice. So that's why it looks a little bit thicker than just a very, very a thin vinaigrette. So we have our mesclun greens.
One more question with the dressing. The Dijon mustard proportion?
For what I made a gallon of dressing right here, which you're never going to make at home.
Right.
So I would say to this gallon of dressing, I use 2 tablespoons of Dijon.
So very little.
Well, that's not really a little.
Well, I mean for a gallon.
You're going to taste it.
Comparatively speaking to a gallon.
You're going to taste it.
Oh, sure.
You're going to taste it. And and really important too is salt and pepper it to taste. Don't just put the salt and pepper in and just let it go. Taste it before it's done with any food. Yeah.
Why white pepper?
Because you don't want to taste pepper. You don't want to taste it on your tongue, and you don't want to see it in the dressing. So that's usually when you're cooking with chicken, you would use white pepper. When you're cooking with beef, you would use black pepper. You're making risotto, you would use white pepper. You just don't. I mean, it's all a matter of taste too. But I wouldn't want to see I want to see pieces of pepper in my salad, but not in my dressing.
The different flavor.
Flavor, really, I mean, it's mental. You think they taste different, but they don't. It's pepper. It's pepper. It's milled finer, so it has a little bit more of a pronounced flavor, but pepper's pepper. Okay, so this is very, very easy. So mesclun greens, baby greens, you can buy at Whole Foods, any normal supermarket. Just make sure that they're fresh and they're very, very crisp. And you want to dry them too. That's important too. If you take greens that aren't dry, they're never going to stick to the vinaigrette. So we start with our greens, and I always do 5 ounces of greens to 2 ounces of vinaigrette. It seems to work. It doesn't make an overdressed salad. That's very important to get the vinaigrette in with all of the greens. In this salad, we're going to take dried cranberries. And the dried cranberries are going to act really, really well with the bitterness of the greens. It's going to give it some sweetness. Again, really combine the cranberries well with the greens. Then we're going to go with some domestic gorgonzola. The difference between domestic gorgonzola and an imported gorgonzola is the amount of time that they let the gorgonzola age. So for this salad, if you used an imported gorgonzola, it would be too strong for the salad itself. So this is kind of a subtle gorgonzola cheese. Mix the cheese in with the dressing and the greens. Rag.
Need a rag?
Plates.
Plates? Got plates? Over here? What is going here, sir? You gonna dress?
I'm done.
He's done. So if you want to try the salad, step on down right over here. And Chef James Martin from Paparazzi is going to fix you up while I do the final dish of the night, the jambalaya.